Hey guys, what's happening? Today is September 26th, 2025. Today the silage harvesters are back again. They filled the third 10x250 bag across the road there, and they had moved up to the heifer farm, filling the trench. I got the skid loader filling up with some diesel here, just blew the filters out and the radiator. Getting it ready to go here after chores. Dad and Pap have been up there for probably an hour now, packing with the New Holland skid loader and the 125 and the front end loader. I'm sure it's getting to the point now where they're gonna need a second skid loader, so it's nice that I'm getting done here at the farm and gotta head up with it. So they had filled 2 bags here 2 weeks ago. It was on a Saturday, and they had actually come back Wednesday of this week, and we had gotten some rain the day before, and they were chopping here local. Chopped all day that day and moved in here. They wanted to keep on chopping, but we actually got rain, and where they were chopping didn't, surprisingly, so they had to shut down and waited till today, which is Friday. And they did drag some mud out in the road out here where the bags are, because it was just so dry and dusty, and then we got that rain and it just sticks fast to their tires. Drag it out in the road, but got that scraped off with the skid loader. It's not too big of a deal. It is nice to have that third bag filled. Just gotta get the trench filled here. Some of the later corn that we're gonna put on top of the trench won't be ready this time when they're here, so they'll have to come back again when they're in the area when it's ready and chop it off and fill the trench. Chopping a good bit of corn this year to fill our needs for corn silage, because the corn isn't yielding the greatest and a lot of it doesn't have very good ears on it, so we're saving the corn that has the good ears for the shelling corn that we'll be doing here later on here, probably in a couple weeks to a month. what's happening. It's the next day here. So last night they got done chopping the corn that was ready. So we got done there at the trench for now. We're gonna get that covered up today. But right now, no-tilling some cover crop, putting some weed out this year. I put around 60 some acres of weed out this year here for cover crop. Now, last year we did not get any put out. I think the corn was taken off too late and it just got too late to put any weed out. But we like the wheat for feeding to the heifers. The rye is good too, but the problem with the rye, it comes off so early, and a lot of times our weather's not cooperative enough to get the rye in the right stage to bale it, to get it dried down enough. The wheat comes on a little bit later, so you got a little bit more of a window to take it off. And it's not quite as picky as far as whenever rye gets, you want to get the rye right before it gets mature, so you have the best feed value. Wheat's not quite as fussy. You can take it off once it starts to mature a little bit. Now, it's not so bad when you're feeding it to heifers, but if you're going to feed it to dairy cows, you definitely want to get it when it has the most feed value. Otherwise, it has no protein value whatsoever if you get it too late. But we're getting her drilled in this one field here that was chopped 2 weeks ago. They come through, all looking manure on it. Works pretty nice. So happened this year that it sucked because it was so dry this summer. The later corn didn't get a chance to do very good. It didn't get a chance to grow, so it didn't yield. But the nicest thing about not getting a ton of rain this summer was the pit held out until we got some corn off. So we were able to empty the pit as soon as it was plump full. As soon as we got the corn off, we had them in here hauling manure on this ground. So now they're going through, no-tilling the wheat in to help incorporate the manure a little better. We did get some rain on it, so that helped soften the ground up some too. So couldn't really ask for better laying conditions. It is a little tacky in some places, but overall it's going in pretty nice, I think. We're renting the Esch no-till 5612 drill. This is the same drill we always rent for putting cover crop out. It does a really nice job. It's a good, heavy, solid machine for doing no-till. So even if you do have hard ground and with the right settings, you can really plant good with it too. This is the same machine we put our alfalfa out with, and we really like how it seeds the alfalfa. Usually have a good stand as far as that goes, so it couldn't be any happier with one of these Esch drills. But they are pricey, so it doesn't justify to have one to use twice a year. So we just rent one and it works out well for us. We are running the 2294 on this today. We did plan to run the 125 on it until we knew for sure that they were coming to chop corn and we needed it to push on the trench. Needed to have the front end loader on it, so this was the other option. Now we do have the 870 sitting in the shed, but that 870 would probably just sit there and pull. Wouldn't even pull it because as heavy as this thing is, ideally you'd want to have four-wheel drive. Now the 2290, it'll pull it. I've used it before, the no-till alfalfa, but the only problem is we don't have the 2290. Yes, you could argue that this tractor is a little bit overkill, but honestly, I still feel it pulling, and it doesn't hurt to have a little bit of a bigger tractor, especially for the ground that we farm, the hills that we got. But it works nice. You can't turn as sharp with this tractor as you could two-wheel drive, but the drill was set up that you can turn sharp with it, so in the end it works out fairly well. Unless you're in real small strips, then it is kind of a pain having this big of a tractor, but we're getting her done now. We're putting 2 bushel to the acre on. That should give us a fairly good stand if we get the right weather, which a lot of times we do, as long as for whatever reason we have a dry spring or something like that, and it doesn't come back after its dormancy this winter. But if it doesn't do good, we got a sprayer sitting in the shed that'll take care of the job. We'll just burn it down, no-till corn into it. Otherwise, we'll bale it and wrap it and make heifer feed for next winter. I'll give you a quick rundown here. I'm not going to spend too much time on it, but this drill is 12 foot. I mean, it's not the biggest drill, but it gets the job done. It is wide enough that it does swing, so you pull it from the opposite end you would. You still got the same drawbar, but it pivots, it spins around, and it's actually pretty neat design how they make that work. But it's got a big bin on it there that you put your seed in, and then the small bin will be for like your grass seed, like alfalfa or something like that. And it's got these here no-till holders here that break the ground up, and then you got seed disc back here, and then tubes running down into those seed discs. And I believe there's brushes or some sort of belts or something inside here that turn, and you can see you can watch the seeds turn and come down through and drop down through these hoses here, and then they get down into the ground. And then you got these here press wheels that close it back up. Does a really nice job closing up as well too. Piece finished up here. I had to take a quick break and help my dad and uncle cover the silage pile there. We just got a tarp that was big enough to cover the pile after it's full, but right now it's not full, so we just tuck the access in under, put some tires on for now, and then once the rest of the corn gets ready, we'll pull the tires off, pull the plastic off, fill it as full as we can get it, like usual, and pull the plastic back over and call it good. It's a little bit extra work, but sometimes you gotta do what you have to do. It wasn't that bad of a deal. The plastic's already gotta be rolled out for next time now. Just have to roll it up and unroll it back out again after we fill it. Finished up the piece I was working on there this morning, and went and filled the drill up. It's now after lunch here. Come back to do a couple more fields. There's 2 strips here, about 20 acres among the 2 of them to do here. Always thought it was pretty satisfying to see that thing spin around like that. You have to make sure your tractor's in neutral though. As it turns, it's gonna pull the tractor back and forth with it. fertilizer this cover crop will get, we won't come through in the spring at all and put nitrogen on or any of that. Whatever it grows with the manure will be what it'll be. It's not a necessity to have this stuff. We're just basically killing two birds with one stone. We're putting this out to prevent erosion and keep the weeds down over the winter months because, well, obviously the weeds aren't going to grow in the winter, but come next spring, if there's nothing established here, the weeds will take over, and just having this here it'll keep the weeds down, and then if there's a root system established here from this stuff, it'll hold the soil in place if we get a hard rain and keep the ground from washing out too. And we're also going to be getting feed off of here if it turns out. If not, like I said, we'll just burn it down and no-till corn into it. Not too big of a deal. It's not like it's real expensive seed like alfalfa. We don't rely on needing this either, like some farms do that just double crop everything and don't put any alfalfa out. They rely on a cover crop every year. We don't, because we still grow alfalfa. It's just something extra to have, extra feed on hand if it does make out well come next spring. Working on drilling this other piece, same place. I got that piece over there done earlier, and I have this field here to do. Hoping I don't get chased out of the field because there's rain up there, and you can see it's raining some. A little bit ain't gonna hurt nothing. As dry as this is, being that it didn't have any manure, it's not gonna get smeary on me real quick. But if it does start to get too muddy, I will have to quit. Starts sticking to everything, but hoping maybe it'll break out before it gets down to us and I can keep going and get this done. Good Lord, sure painted a pretty one tonight. It was cloudy there for a while. It's crazy how much the sunset can turn a cloudy day into everything looking so pretty. There's actually a rainbow here. Yeah, the camera, believe it or not, does pick it up. That's crazy how that you got the sunset on one end of the horizon, and then we got a rainbow coming up over and into the distance here. Just crazy. Suppose it's about that time. We got her all done. Got about 27 acres drilled today. It's pretty good. I'd say we probably have about roughly maybe 10, 15 acres to go yet as far as having enough seed. We're gonna just plant everything we have. We have no set acres at all of what we want to plant. We're just gonna finish off what we do have. We did get 130 bushel, so that'll do about 65 acres, 60 to 65 acres if it's calibrated right, putting it on how we want it. Anyways, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of the filling the trench there. Gotta get some more action when they come back. Probably be about 2 weeks until the rest of the corn's ready. But until then, take her easy. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one.